All right, guys, let's talk about build outs for your different spaces in commercial real estate. You can either have the landlord control it or you can control it as a tenant. I generally recommend controlling it as a tenant so that you can oversee the time that it takes to build it out with the contractor and they're accountable to you, and also the budget. However, if you don't have the time to do that, then you have to make sure that you can help oversee or have some sort of visibility into what the landlord's doing on their side, so you can see, hey, how long is this taking? Is it getting done in time? Is this within reason? Because the contractor is not answerable to you at that point. They're answerable to the landlord. And while they're trying to get it done as quickly as possible, they may be working on dozens of other locations for that landlord or for other landlords in the market. And so they might not necessarily be getting the attention that would be necessary if they're answerable specifically to you, and you can ride herd on them to get that done. I'm talking about the contractor. So control is what it comes down to. Do you want to abdicate control and let your landlord do it? That way it's not as visible to you where the money's going and how much time it's going to take. And also you can't push hard. You'd be pushing the landlord, and then they try to push the contractor. But in reality, you're not in that much control. You can complain about it and push and whatever, but it really comes down to what the landlord wants to do in that scenario in order to get you open on time. The other side has a little bit better control, and this is the way that I usually go with my different deals with my docs, and it's to control the process by having direct access and direction over the contractor, and also paying out their the TIs, or the tenant improvement allowance. So my recommendation is to be in control of the contractor, be in control of the purse that pays it, and then get your reimbursement from the landlord afterward. It makes it so that the project goes a little bit faster. Usually that contractor is specific to the industry, so they're also answerable to that industry. So they're pushing hard because they know that their next deal in their next project is predicated on how well they do for you. Their reputation is at stake on every build out that they do. And then also, when you have control of the money, it can also help push things along, and you can also keep track of how much things are costing. So it's a little bit more of a transparent process that if you do it through tenant led. But if you just don't have the time, then you have other things you've got to get done, like all of us, then you have to go with the landlord led process. Generally, I push for a tenant led process or tenant led build out. But if you don't have the time to oversee it, then you have to put devices in place to have a little bit of control, a little bit of oversight when dealing with the landlord. Sometimes the build outs can become protracted or extended beyond what you want. And I've never seen a construction project actually get done on time, on budget. Well, maybe one or two, but there's been through thousands of build outs, and you want to be in as much control of that process as possible. If you don't have the bandwidth to do the build out yourself, make sure it's the landlord that's running the project. If you have the time, by all means, run the project yourself so that you can oversee what's going on. That's my recommendation.